With the first overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft, my Chicago Bears drafted Caleb Williams to be a potential franchise quarterback. And coming out of college, Caleb Williams was already receiving a ton of hate. I mean, it was ridiculous. Everybody was already saying he's going to be a bust. He's not going to make it. And let's just say his first few career starts were not pretty. He got off to a slow start against the Titans, 93 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and only a 55.7 passer rating. But the Chicago Bears still won because even though their offense was the most hyped up part of the team, the defense was still just as good and had picked up where it left off from last season. They are a top 5 defense in the NFL, and you cannot convince me otherwise. I mean, so far this year, this defense has not allowed any more than 21 points, and it has not allowed any more than 21 points in 12 straight games, which is incredible. This defense is going to keep the Chicago Bears in games as long as the offense can produce. In Caleb Williams' second game, he played against the Houston Texans, and he had 174 yards in the air, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Pretty painful watch. Caleb Williams was getting pressured almost every play, and it was just feeding the hate. Like, he had a 51 passer rating, just didn't play that well, and he knew it. He knew he didn't play that well. He knew that he could play better, but honestly, his offensive line was horrendous that game. It could have been way better if maybe, just maybe, he didn't get pressured on half of the snaps. I think it was more than half of the snaps. But the next week was a big improvement. Even though the Bears lost to the Indianapolis Colts, he threw for 363 yards, a Bears rookie record, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And I'd say this was a big turning point for Caleb Williams. Most of his stats came from the second half where he began to lock in, it seemed like. He had an 80.8 passer rating, which was a huge improvement from the last 2 weeks. 30 point improvement. But the Bears really turned around the week after when they played the Rams. Caleb Williams looked like he had matured, like he had grown into the Bears offense. And Shade Waldron, his play calling just improved to a massive extent. And against the Rams, our offense put up a high of 24 points. And Caleb Williams looked good. He had 157 yards. I know it's not much to speak about. And 1 touchdown. But our offense was rolling. DeAndre Swift actually got rolling to help out Caleb Williams with the run game. And Caleb Williams has, since then, played incredibly. I mean, after that win, he had a 106.6 passer rating, a massive improvement from week 1 and 2. And by the next game, he looked completely comfortable in the Bears offense. 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions with a win over the Panthers. And I know some people are going to say, well, Mason, it was just the Panthers. The Panthers are the worst team in the league. They're still an NFL team. Do you think that they went out there and they wanted 36 points to be scored on them? They're still trying out there. They're still an NFL team. Those guys are pro players. They all are pro players. And I know that they might not be the best of the NFL, but it is not easy to win in the NFL. And for Caleb Williams to go out there and throw for 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, and not even throw a pick in his rookie year and have a 126.2 passer rating against an NFL team is pretty telling. Not to mention, his growth has been pretty linear. So, say what you want about Caleb Williams, and he's only beating fake teams. But in a couple weeks, we play the Commanders, and that'll be our first real test. But I am prepared. I am prepared for people to say that the Commanders' defense isn't that good, so that's why he played well. I mean, they'll always find an excuse to hate on a quarterback that they've been hating for a month now, 2 months, like the entire year. I just saying. And then against the Jaguars in London, usually QBs do not play well in London. Uh, but Caleb Williams went out there and he threw for 226 yards. Not too impressive, but the impressive stat is 4 touchdown passes. One of them, just a beautiful back shoulder throw to Keenan Allen. And that was a pro play. If you watch that play and how he placed that ball, there's only a few NFL quarterbacks that can actually like command the ball where he put it. Like, and knows to put it there in that situation. I mean, it was incredible. He threw an interception, and if you want to talk about Caleb Williams' spirit, first thing he said in post-game interviews is that he couldn't turn the ball over. This kid has his eyes set on perfection. He does not want to make those mistakes, and I know nobody does, but the fact that that's the first thing he thinks about and the first thing he promises to improve, that's a lot, telling a lot about his character. They won 35-16 against the Jaguars, and I know I'm gonna hear it again. The Jaguars defense isn't that good. It's pretty easy to win against the Jaguars. They're still an NFL team. And the Bears are winning convincingly over these teams. It's not like they're just skating by. Caleb Williams is throwing multiple touchdown passes. Caleb Williams is commanding the game. He's making checks at the line of scrimmage, and he is calling plays like by himself. Shane Waldron has put a lot on his shoulders, and he's been able to handle it. This week is the Chicago Bears bye, and they I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be bored. But Caleb Williams stats over those 6 games: 1,317 yards, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 65% completion percentage, and an 88.7 passer rating. Now, in his last 3 games, he's averaged over 100 passer rating. So that just shows how much his first couple games is going to hold him back. And honestly, I'm hoping to see him improve like this every week from here on out. Right now, he's showing linear improvements. Obviously, that can change. But right now, I am a very happy Bears fan. And I believe the Bears have finally found a franchise quarterback that can hopefully lead them to a Super Bowl and more than just one Super Bowl. Our defense, by the way, has played incredibly, and I think they deserve a little bit of credit here because they've kept us in every game. Every game. They're allowing only 16.8 points per game, I believe. That's incredible, considering they played the Texans week 2. And the Texans are known as one of the most prolific offenses in the NFL. So, I mean, Caleb Williams has gotten much better. Hoping to see a lot more improvements. And to be honest, I need to figure out where all these haters are because they won't be there at the end of the season. I can bet that much. He's gonna prove every hater wrong, and that is my prediction. And that's how it's been so far. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Obviously, I'm a Bears fan, so I'm a little biased here and there, but I am happy, and Bears fans don't get to feel happy very often. So cut me some slack. And yeah, so having some hope and having that quarterback. I mean, okay, let's talk about the stats. Okay, 1,317 yards. You don't usually last year with Justin Fields, I would not have expected to see a quarterback for the Bears hit 1,300 yards by 6 games in the season, period. I mean, Justin Fields averaged like 2,500 yards a season in the air. So obviously, in my opinion, Caleb Williams is already a better quarterback than Justin Fields was. Now, when it comes to an all-around player, right now Justin Fields obviously was more proven, but Caleb Williams has shown more talent than Justin Fields had in all of his 3 years being there, and I am excited for the Bears' future. And so, yeah, like this video and comment. Tell me what you think. I mean, I think that the Bears can be a contender in the future. I think that they are a playoff contender this year. I think that the NFC North is a juggernaut of a division, and anybody should be cautious when they think about playing like any team in the NFC North. I mean, I'd be scared of all of us. I mean, I'm scared of the other three in the division. So, anyways, yeah, like if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. Get this video up there, man. I'm an excited Bears fan, and I hope all you guys are too. And you realize that there's really no reason to hate. I don't really hate anybody in the NFL. I mean, I don't like Patrick Mahomes, but that's because he's successful. That's like justified. All right. All right. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.